Hi everyone, Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I am here with you today creating a layout for the Confessions of the Paper Addict. How are you enjoying the amazingness that is happening over on the Confessions of the Paper Addict Facebook group? If you are not part of that group, I highly recommend jumping on over and joining in. You still have time. There is a link in my description box down below. There are 4 massive releases of cut files this month, along with freebie giveaways, along with challenges, along with lives. This is just the most crazy first birthday month ever. So definitely make sure you pop on over and join in. Today I am using this gorgeous rainbow from release number 2. Make sure you're checking out all the new releases that come out at the end of each week. There's about 6 or 7 or 8 in every single set. So there are just so many cut files pumping into the Etsy shop at the moment. So I highly recommend joining the Facebook group so you don't miss the latest updates. I am mixing this layout together with a little bit of Amy Tan, a little bit of Pink Fresh Studios, a little bit of everything at the moment. So what I have done is I have cut my cut file and I have banked it in a bunch of little rainbow colours. Then I have fussy cut these gorgeous flowers out of my pattern paper. She's magic, dear Lizzie. And I'm just gluing, so I stuck my photo down with double-sided tape and I'm just gluing those fussy cut flowers on top with double-sided tape. Then I fussy cut this super cute little cat out of the cut apart sheet and he's getting popped up on foam. My cut file is also popped up on foam, if you notice that right at the very start of the video. And then I've just fussy cut a few other flowers that I'm using just to sort of be the bulk of my different clusters. And I do just have a label there that is going to be sort of the base of that cluster, something to anchor it all to. So, how are you going? Are you joining in with our marvelous challenges that are happening over in the Facebook group? There are so many challenges. I think there are 8 different challenges. So Virginia's challenge is making the photo the feature. We've got Jodie's challenge, which is the rainbow challenge. We've got Lorimer's challenge, which is the recipe challenge. We've got Katie's challenge, which is the don't use any 12 by 12 papers. We've got Melissa's challenge, which is the Pinspired challenge, where you need to be inspired by some of the photos. We've got Daisy's challenge, which is unusual size. We've got Miranda's challenge, which is something old, something new, something purple, I think. We've got my challenge, which is the color challenge. And then we've also got Sandy's challenge that I can't remember off the top of my head right now. It will come to me. Oh, and Danny's challenge, which is using a mixture of metals. So what's that? Was that 10? 10 different challenges? Oh my goodness. They're open for the entire month, so make sure you pop on over and check those out because there is prizes if you go into the draw. You need to do a minimum of 4 of those challenges to go into the draw to win some prizes. So I highly, highly recommend jumping over and giving those a go. So, as you can see, I've done one cluster up above Jack's head and I'm doing this other cluster here off to the side. Then I've got my third cluster that's happening just up and above the rainbow. I didn't specifically need a cluster up there, but I just felt like it was a nice way to give the flowers a little bit more purpose of being as part of the layout because it was a little bit of an unusual embellishment to add. I didn't need to add flowers. I could have done this layout without them. But I found when I was trying to put my ephemera on, excuse me, it was quite labelly, the different ephemera that I had. They weren't really images or things. So I actually found creating this layout with just the ephemera was quite difficult. I needed something to sort of base the ephemera around. So that's what gave me the idea to fussy cut these flowers out of the 12 by 12 sheet of paper. And I'm really happy I did. I think it made a really big difference. So I am now just popping on my finishing touches, which is doing a few sequins. I had sort of been doing that as I went along. Then I decided I wanted to use a few of these tiny words, which is, I think, Oh, I was going to say Amy Tan, but it possibly could be Dear Lizzie. So I'm going to leave that comment alone because I cannot remember. And I'm far, far away in my littlest son's bedroom trying to be somewhere quiet because there is quite a lot of noise happening in our house at the moment. So once I've done this these little tiny word stickers, I am going to move on to the heading. And I really had no idea how I was going to title this. I had the gorgeous thickers that came from Shimel, Glitter Girl I think it was, that I really wanted to use. I really loved the color of them. They're their holographic ones, but there wasn't really any words left that worked for my title. Excuse me. Until my brain went, you're crazy, man. There is the perfect word. So I had the word saving here. And obviously the word saving wasn't quite what I wanted, but it was very, very easy to turn the V into an I and an L. So now I've got sailing. Woohoo! So even though they're not in a sailboat, they're in a little motorboat, it still worked, and I was very impressed with my goat sailing effort that I managed to create here. So I'm super excited by that. This was Jack's very first time in a real boat, a little boat like this, and he had an absolute blast. It was a nice calm day, and they just sailed down boated down the canal, so it was really calm and he was really happy. Unfortunately, Mummy and Tom didn't get to join in the fun because the boat is so small it's only licensed to hold 4 adults. And yes, if you can count, there is more than 4 people on board, but the children count as 1 adult. So there was only enough room for Thomas if he was going to go, but we thought that might be a little bit much for my husband to have Jack for his very first time and Thomas for his very first time on his own in a boat while the other adult was driving. So poor little Thomas stayed home with me. Oh well, next time. Plenty of time. So what am I up to now? Oh, I'm going to sprinkle on a little bit of silver. I found when using the holographic that silver was my sort of best matching colour. I did add a few of the silver stars that came on the holographic sheet. I just like adding some of those if I can because it makes the title seem like it was on purpose. It's not just a random colour that I've added for no real reason. And my layout is finished. I've got some close-ups for you and I'm super excited with the way this layout turned out. I really love all the bright colours in this layout. It is very much up my alley. I love adding the flower. I think that made a really big difference to pulling my layout all together, and I just think it's super gorgeous. So make sure you check out my description box to links to the Facebook group and to the Etsy shop, and stay tuned for some more things coming up soon. Bye everyone. Thank you for watching.